Welcome. This is the Halftime Mike podcast show by Mike Gingrich. This is episode number 7. We're going to be talking about the changes in the Facebook promotion policy, particularly Facebook timeline contests versus tab contests, what it means for marketers, how do you decide between the two new types.
Welcome to the Halftime Mike podcast, presented by basketball fan and Hoosier native Mike Gingrich, where practical, no-nonsense resourcing on social media, business marketing, and life is presented. Because the adjustments made at halftime help you win the game in the second half.
Hey there. This is Mike Gingrich, and thanks for joining me on this episode of Halftime Mike. What I want to do today is dive in to Facebook's recent promotion policy change and the opportunity to run Facebook timeline contests, and I want to compare them with tab contests and give you some tools on which one to run when and what you can do and how that's going to make a difference. So we're just going to dive in, go through some things. I'm going to have a lot of notes. All this will be available in the podcast episode, which you'll be able to find at halftimemike.com or by going to mikegingrich.com/podcast. So that information is going to be there, but let's go ahead and dive in. And to do that, I'm just going to pull up some information. All right, and so one of the big things that Facebook did recently was make a change on their promotion policy. Before, you could not run a contest unless you were running it on a tab. And they made a change to that and gave access to allowing that to be run in the newsfeed. And so that's a significant change. And, with that comes some opportunities and some challenges. So let's dive into that in a little bit more detail, and we'll go from there. So first thing is, with this change comes some opportunities. But, again, so our tab contest gone. Should I just be running, timeline contest now? And I liken it to food here. So let's talk about it from that example. And let's talk about timeline contests, those that you can run by just creating a post and publishing that to the newsfeed as an appetizer, really. They're simple to create. They're a good way to get some engagement, but they're not as long-lasting. They're not as filling as a meal. And so a tab contest, by contrast, offers some more meat to it, some more substance to it, particularly for lead capture. And so that's one of the big differences there. But a timeline contest can be a great tool if you need to launch something right away. If you want to do something fun on a Friday, gearing up for the weekend, because it's fast engagement, it's easy to deploy, and you don't have to have a budget at all to do this. You just put a post out on your Facebook page. The ways you're going to run that are by asking people to like something on your post, or to comment, or to like and comment, or to post a photo. And so, those are some of the possibilities that you're going to do with your timeline contest. And it's a quick boost, and it's a good way to do a giveaway. TabSite has rolled out a tool that you can use for this, and we call it the Timeline Contest app. And you can find that at timelinecontest.com. And we give you a number of tools, because if you put a post out there and you had 800 people comment on that, that can be a little unruly to go through all 800 comments, to sort those, to try to pick a random winner. But our tool, which is available free, gives you the ability to sort those comments and to have a winner chosen or multiple winners chosen. So we try to take the hard labor out of that for you and just make it easy. So you go into TabSite and click on the timeline contest in the left menu and pull that up. Number one, you can pull in your posts from posts you've already done, or we give you sample posts that you can easily create and publish right there. Load an image, use one of our images that we give you, and publish it. So timeline contests are great for quick things. I've seen a book giveaway. I've seen a free consulting giveaway. I've seen a pizza giveaway kind of thing. So it's geared toward, hey, comment on this post. Do these types of things, and you can get in there. Now, again, why do I call it an appetizer? That sounds great to do. It can generate buzz. It's because it's short term. That's not going to have any long-term lead capture essence to it, because you know who that person is on Facebook. You don't have any way to necessarily contact them in mass, which you do with a tab contest. So that's why I call tab contest kind of the meatier version of that, because with a tab contest, obviously you can create a form, and you can gather email addresses, which is significant, okay, in my opinion. You have greater branding control on a tab contest as well, because you can control more of the design elements. You have bigger workspace to work with. You can run that on the Facebook tab, with a tool like TabSite. You can also run that on the microsite, so people can access it from the web. So it's not just on Facebook. And with another big difference is that with a timeline contest on that post, you can't guarantee that they have liked your page in order to participate. Okay, but with a tab contest, you can, and so with a tab contest, you have that greater lead capture for gaining fans on your Facebook page by putting a like gate on there, so that they can't access the vote or the entry until they have liked the page. And then as well, you can have to enter, you need to give your name and email address, and so that's information that you can have them opt into for an email address, email marketing later on, which is very valuable. I mean, because that's the drip marketing campaign. People always continue to manage their inbox, don't they? I mean, email is not going away anytime soon, and so email marketing and that type of lead capture is valuable because it gives you an opportunity to connect with that person on an ongoing basis. That's why I talk about it as the meal, because it's more of a long-term approach, where the timeline contest is short-term, gives you something quick and simple to take a look at there. So, a tab contest, obviously, with a tool like TabSite, is going to cost you something. So, that is something to think about. Which do I want to run? Do I want something free? Do I want to pay for something? If you want to capture those leads, what is $30 to run it for 2 weeks? I mean, that's really nothing in terms of your budget to help you garner leads that can serve you for the rest of the time for your business there. So that's something to think about. These new timeline contests are an opportunity. They do have some great potential, and we obviously have rolled out our TabSite tool to be able to help you with that, but that's a significant change. Now, people talk about, why is Facebook doing this? Of course, Facebook is trying to gear up some, more ad revenue. That's how they make money, is on ads. And so if I run a timeline contest and, my audience is 2,000 fans, only a percentage of those are going to see that. If I want to extend it further, I might run an ad on that Facebook post. So that benefits Facebook. The keys are, in your post, you still have to put some type of disclaimer. With our TabSite timeline contest tool, we give you sample disclaimer information that says, this is no way associated with Facebook, and you have to outline your terms and rules, because if you don't, you could end up shipping a book to, Romania, and the cost could be prohibitive for you. So you want to outline terms and rules, and so we give you that as a sample to post. You can even post a link in your post that links, again, to a tab with that information or to a web page with that information. But you need to include that. That's a safeguard for you, and it's required by Facebook on that in a timeline contest. So those are required pieces, but it can be helpful. So we're going to be watching over time to see how people use these. But again, if you go back to my Facebook marketing strategy sales funnel that I've talked about, I'm going to be talking about more. That top funnel content is critical. Just you're trying to reach people. Then you're trying to reach a broader audience, as many people as possible who have some type of interest in your page, your product, your company. And so think of a timeline contest as one of those top funnel type pieces. Okay, it's a way to draw people in. It's a way to connect with them the first time and begin building some initial rapport with them. You don't know them as a lead, but it's a way to draw them in, particularly even with a Facebook ad. And you can run an ad for something like $15, and you can get thousands of more views on that. So that's a valuable thing for not very much cost. And top funnel content, then you're trying to move them into the middle of the funnel, and in the middle of the funnel again is where you are converting them to a lead. They're getting them to express some interest, and so that you can market to them in the future. So middle funnel content, and that's where I'm talking about a contest run on a tab, such as a sweepstakes, a photo contest, or something else that is an offer, so that you capture a email address, because that's the key there, is that you get that email address. So now they become change from merely a visitor into a specific fan, a specific lead that you can then market to. So again, timeline contest, top funnel kind of content, tab contests are that lead capture, mid funnel content that you help nurture down the pike then towards a sale. So as Facebook, what are they doing with that? Yes, it's an opportunity for Facebook. It's an opportunity for you as a marketer as well. And I've got some information on how you can go about that, some examples, some example posts on how to run a sweepstakes, a giveaway, on how to run a trivia. So it's like, comment below to win. From the correct answers, a random winner will be selected, and then you give them option A, option B, option C. When was our company founded? In January of 2010, in March of 2010, or, in April of 2010. And they have to include the correct month, okay? And our tool allows you to filter by that correct month, so you could do that. But that's a sample trivia, and it's a way to garner some attention. And, you want to invite them to like that page in the timeline contest. You can't guarantee that they do, but it's an interactive way. You're reaching more people. You're trying to touch them, draw them in. And then later on, in terms of a fuller marketing strategy, then you could do some type of sweepstakes giveaway to win something, a value, a 30% off coupon, or, something like that, so that you garner and capture their email address. So that's a quick overview of the change in the Facebook promotion policy that recently occurred, and some of the possibilities and some of the ways that you can use that. So with that, I'm going to sign off, and thank you for joining me on this Halftime Mike episode, and I hope it's been of value to you. Again, always visit me at MikeGingrich.com, and you can find all my podcast episodes at HalftimeMike.com.
Thanks for listening to the Halftime Mike podcast with Mike Gingrich. Remember, what you do in the second half can change the outcome of the game. Does your business need resourcing, tools, and social media consulting? Then visit MikeGingrich.com. Want to have Mike speak at your next event? Visit MikeGingrich.com/speaking. Join us again for another episode of Halftime Mike, your no-nonsense guide to victory on the court of life.